New at 5, did you hear about this? An Iron Range woman who forged her dead mother's signature on an absentee ballot in the 2024 election has been handed an unusual sentence.
Yeah, she's been ordered to write an essay on the importance of voting.
In Northern News Now, Sophia Lauber joins us now following this story. I've never heard of a punishment quite like this one, Sophia.
Yeah, Dan and Laura, it is pretty unusual. That decision came down last Wednesday. Itasca County Attorney Jake Foucault tells me the essay is unique, but that it's also very intentional. He's hoping it will get at some of the, quote, lessons that she apparently missed back in grade school. 51-year-old Danielle Miller's ballot was flagged alongside her deceased mother's ballot in October of 2024. According to court documents, Miller admitted to officials that she had filled out her mother's ballot, saying her mother had wanted to vote for Donald Trump, but died just a couple weeks before absentee ballots were sent out. Miller was charged with 3 felony counts of voter fraud. She pleaded guilty to 1 last Wednesday. As mentioned, as part of that plea deal, she now has to read a book about the importance of voting and write a 10-page essay.
That was a very intentional thing that my office asked for, and it was for the purpose of instilling on this defendant the importance of civic virtue and respecting how we do elections here.
Her sentence also includes a fine of $885 and up to 3 years of probation. I reached out to Miller's attorney, but was told they aren't commenting at this time. Foucault hopes to use more rehabilitation-oriented sentences in the future.
Yeah, definitely a unique case for sure. Now, there's a lot of speculation about voter fraud, absentee ballots during elections. How common is this, Sophia?
Yeah, Foucault tells me that at least in Itasca County, this is pretty uncommon, especially a case like this. He says it is the most blatant he's ever seen.
And because of the sentence, we've seen this story make headlines not just here, but really all over the country. Thank you, Sophia.